So there are so many patients who live with suboptimal health. They get annual physicals and are told everything is fine, so they go about living their normal lives. But the problem with the conventional healthcare system is that unless the body reaches a state of disease, nothing much is offered other than medications. Even after a life-altering diagnosis, it's reactive medicine at best. Personally, it took 18 months of unrelenting symptoms that took me in and out of the hospital to finally get a diagnosis with lupus. It was as if the doctors waited for the body to be diseased, and when I was finally diagnosed, the treatments they offered worsened in toxicity. The diagnosis simply allowed them to more choices of drugs to treat and mask my symptoms. This was the case 19 years ago, and nothing much has changed today. Recently, I've had similar cases of patients that sought out my care due to such experiences. A patient who's had symptoms for over 20 years with CT scans, labs, and MRIs that indicate pathology, but not enough to be diagnosed with a disease. She knew something was terribly wrong and has been to multiple specialists, but nothing was offered other than medications to keep symptoms under control. The problem is that she's become so sensitive to certain medications because of the chronicity of her inflammation. To add to the problem, due to the pain, degeneration, hormonal imbalance, and fatigue, she's progressively gained weight, which perpetuates her symptoms. It's a feed-forward cycle of dysfunction. Her labs indicate inflammation and fatty liver, but not a single doctor intervened with a clear-cut lifestyle prescription to enable this patient to easily get her body back in balance. So think about not giving your power away. At the core, I believe we give too much authority and power to our doctors. I too used to hang on my doctor's every word and did exactly as I was told until I realized that was not the way to getting healthy again. It was abundantly clear their specific role in my health. It was to manage my incurable disease, and they never let me forget that at every visit. Every doctor I've seen emphasized how serious lupus can be, and the way to treat it was to decrease inflammation and modulate my immune system with toxic meds that could cause irreversible damage to my body, creating yet another disease. The sad part is that many lupus patients give too much credence to what the doctors say and give their power away. They become the passive bystander and let the doctors manage their disease. They live a life with a new identity of being a lupus patient, as if it's a big badge of honor. I was personally horrified at the potential consequence of my disease, so much so that I needed to find another way. Before I go any further, I need to let you know that if you're going through an acute flare, we need medical intervention, so it's more important and responsible to seek care from your doctor. Our approach is to understand what lupus is, how it affects our body, and learn how to strengthen our body so that it can not only recover from flares easily, but to prevent flares for good. Refer to this blog I wrote about having a healing mindset. Link is below. It'll help you sort of put perspective in what I mean by having a strong mindset. So let's talk a little bit about inflammation. Inflammation is at the core of our disease, driving pathological metabolic consequences that can potentially affect our entire body. At some point, a triggering event, such as a viral infection like the flu, Epstein-Barr, or other stressful event caused our body to become off balance and activated an immune response. Normally, our immune system is able to be activated and then resolve any issues, and then it's supposed to shut off. There are byproducts, though, formed when the immune system destroys any invaders, and typically the body is able to eliminate these byproducts on its own. But if the inflammation becomes chronic and our immune system does not shut off, then the metabolites of cellular destruction accumulate, further activating our immune system. These metabolites are our very own DNA fragments that need to be cleared out, but over time, they further signal and activate our immune system, and in the body's efforts to clear out these fragments, it mistakenly begins to destroy your own DNA or our own DNA because it views it as toxins or pathogens. This is how autoimmunity is initiated. How this autoimmunity plays out is different for each of us. It depends on our genetics, lifestyle, stress levels, environment, age, gender, and overall health status. So what are the solutions? Well, knowing this fact, rather than believing that this is simply an incurable disease and accepting it, I became increasingly curious about the inflammatory process as I came to understand that if we can decrease inflammation, then logically we can alter our disease significantly. Why couldn't we decrease the inflammatory signals to our immune system by using supplements like EPA, DHA, these are fish oils, curcuminoids, CBD oils, certain mushrooms, foods, diets, vitamins, minerals, and various herbs to regulate and resolve this situation rather than using toxic immune suppressive drugs that have consequences? The answer is you absolutely can do this. Proof is in the lives that are being changed every day. These are the people who believe they can heal and are doing exactly that. Before you do anything else though, the most important thing to change is your mindset and beliefs. Did you know that your beliefs have a biochemical effect in your body? And if you believe in healing and adopt a positive attitude, your body can be flushed with all the necessary chemicals we need to have an anti-inflammatory effect to match your belief. However, if you believe you're diseased for life, and then you will produce the necessary chemicals to perpetuate the stress signals that keep you sick. The new movie on Netflix called Heal explains the miraculous power of our bodies, what it has when it comes to healing. So I highly recommend this movie. Please watch and share with us your takeaways from the movie. So I strongly believe our mindset is the most important predictor of our disease outcome. If you believe you can heal, you can. And if you believe you can't heal, then you can't. Read how you can choose to heal below. I blogged about this a couple of weeks ago. I hope you feel empowered enough to take actions today to begin to take steps forward to improve your health state. I've been at this for 19 years, going on 20. I've had serious hurdles and obstacles that seemed insurmountable, but I was able to weather the storm and rise above it stronger and healthier. I do hope that you find this blog helpful and motivating enough to change your mindset and get on a path to healing and recovery. And if you enjoyed this blog, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave comments and help me to let me know your thoughts at lupusrebel.com and or subscribe to our Health Made Easy podcast YouTube channel and follow us on social media at Lupus Rebel. See you guys next week.